play.
Welcome back, viewers, once again to Let's Play Sacred for the PC, with me, Bezlonir. Once again, Bezlonir is drinking coffee instead of the alcools, des alcools, which, if I recall, happens to be the title of a rather excellent book of poetry, but then again, I could be wrong. That what was no, I can't remember. There's nothing in this building. Stop noobing it up, Bezlonir. So here we are in Silver Creek once again. Not a whole lot of reason to be here. I don't recall if I did in a video I did the Rune Master's quest or not. May have done. This guy, we're not going to do his quest. If you recall, that's the guy, he wants you to escort him with a bodyguard over to Porto Valum, and it is possible to get his bodyguard over there. You really just need to make a beeline and just protect his bodyguard. But there's no real reward. Like, there's no reward that is equal to the annoyance of making a trip all the way to Porto Valum and then back here. It might be worth it if there was actually like a portal here so you could just port back, but there isn't. So you have to walk back either from Bellevue or Porto Valum, and, you know, for one guy, nah, screw that. So I don't like to take this guy's quest either, because he wants you to find some, like, treasure in a cave, and then when you... So I turned in the messenger quest already, too, apparently. So when you do that, he just takes half the gold that you found and gives you a little XP, which is like, not worth it. I prefer to work mostly with quests that give you runes or something. If I remember that a quest doesn't give you anything worthwhile, then I'm not going to do it again. You know, I mean, why bother? So this is not going to be anything too new. As opposed to last time, we might kind of go through here a little faster this time, I suppose. Skip a couple more quests because screw those quests. Why? I'm trying to come over here and talk to this chick. Doesn't want to let me. I don't know if it's because I was in a fight. Since when does this game not let you talk to an NPC while you're in a fight? This game lets you do all sorts of annoying stuff that you don't want to do at the time that you wind up doing it. Like fire all your arrows into a tree. I hate trees. Oh, did you ever play, Are You Like Me, viewer? Did you ever, back in the day, like when Oblivion first came out, you just, like, fired your arrows into trees just to see them stick, you know? Or you like, spent, like, 10 minutes in the tutorial dungeon just, like, firing your arrows at that little bucket, like, just because they would stick in the bucket, and then you're like, cool, man, my arrows stick in the bucket, and I can go pick them up, and, like, the bucket, like, swings around and stuff, you know? It's that Havoc engine, man. Damn, that was, like, whoa, back in the day, you were like, whoa, pretty cool stuff. This guy, he's worth killing, you get a little reward. It's kind of like a quest or something. He takes a gold. I don't think you get anything special. It's some golden XP or something. Yeah. So these goblins are like level 51. I don't think they get any higher in level. That's pretty much showing at that point. Because we did all the bounty quest stuff, we gained like 10 levels. We're kind of in the neighborhood of silver starting level. If I had to guess, if I do actually continue this LP and we go all the way through silver, we'll probably finish silver around 75 or 80, maybe. It's like every time that you say like maybe or something, you feel like you should rhyme it. It's just like one of those words. You're like maybe, and then you're like you wait a second. You're like baby, baby. You gotta sing it though. Baby, baby now. Something Bezlonir can't sing. Yeah, unless I'm in the shower. But oh, the noises that this game makes and the voices. How I missed it? Not really. Yes, like the music is not terrible, although the sound leveling is a bit shit. But the sound effects, I could do without. They're just like really, honestly. I like how my arrows last like in theory 10 seconds, but they have a tendency to just like disappear when they run out of a target to target. Like, look, this shouldn't even be a guy left alive right now. Honestly. So we just go this way and scroll these guys. Making the rabbits run! Don't mess around with rabbits, dude. I think rabbits are all fun and games until, you know, Monty Python. That's what I'm getting at. So we killed a goblin shaman there. Check out this grave and open it up because this guy's a little special guy. It's always cool. It's worth doing each time. Oh, that's different. Huh? Oh, okay. You always get enlightened iron. The other thing was just a little the tormenting blade of legends was just random. So you always get this, and it's good if you have a spellcasting character, and it gives you that chance to find special items, which is I think it's kind of handy, you know. I think it's kind of handy. Anybody miss, what was it, Handyman from In Living Color? That was joyously insensitive. I guess we could get this guy's quest. He wants you to kill goblin warriors. As I click on him and my character moves nowhere. God damn it. Oh. Sometimes this game, the controls, I'm clicking places, I'm not going in those directions where I'm clicking. Let me check my map. I think I know where it is I want to go and things, but alright. So yeah, I didn't really have any huge plans for this video. I just didn't, I guess I kind of like didn't want to skip over too much, and like, I don't know, so I kind of wanted to start out here, but for my next video, I'm thinking what I'm going to do, so you kind of know what to expect in the next video. There's a quest, I don't know if I'll get to it in this video, there's a quest over in Porto Valum that we didn't do last time. It's worth showing. And then I think also we will have time, I'll go and show a dragon that's over there. So that'll be cool to do. And I don't know what else we'll have time for. When I'm trying to skip around and things, it's a little bit more difficult to plan out what's 30 minutes of content. Okay. I was just gonna check my microphone. 1 2 1 2. Make sure it was on. How about you? Right. I don't know why some of these guys have glowy swords and other ones don't. You can imagine like the goblin that's like standing around. And he's like, you know, he's part of the group. He's like looking at all the other goblins with like glowy swords, and he doesn't have. He's like, my sword doesn't glow. How'd you guys get the glowy sword? And it's like, I mean, you know, like it's like this big bureaucracy. He's like starts like a big office rivalry, and he's like writing letters to the goblin chieftain. It's like, Bob got a glowy sword, and I didn't get a glowy sword. It's not okay. If I don't get a glowy sword, I'm gonna talk to the regional manager. Oh, bureaucracies. There's a reason that I would prefer not to get a, prefer not to pick up all this crap loot. I prefer not to get an office job because it's just so petty, so much pettiness, and they're like, oh, it's all these stupid things. Yeah. I've dealt with it somewhat from having been in the military. It's like, it's similar, but it's, I don't know. The longer that you work with the same people, the more ridiculous I think people get, because they're just like, because they're so passive-aggressive, like, nobody wants to actually deal with any problems, so, like, the more, they just, like, go home, and they talk to their wife about it, they're like, Joey got to go home early today, because he acted like he was sick, and he went to the bathroom, and he said he puked, but I don't think he puked, and he's just faking, and I can make it look like I puked too, like, I just chew up my sandwich, and you know what, screw him, like, I don't care if he was sick, cause you know, he got the best chair when they put in the requisition, and his chair leans back, and my chair doesn't lean back, and I'm pretty mad about it, and yeah. Anyway, just watch Office Space. Like, nothing that I'm gonna do here is, I'm just like, you know, it's all, you know, lesser things. So you know. I feel so let down because Office Space was really good, right? And Beavis and Butthead was pretty good for what it was worth, but we just haven't really seen all. Okay, King of the Hill was pretty good. It was mostly good, as most like network cartoon shows are. You know, they start off with that kernel of greatness and then just get watered down over time, but. When it was good, it was good. But I feel like it's been a while. Like, some of the things that he's done have been a little more disappointing to me in more recent times. Like, I felt like, I don't know if anybody else watched. Hold on, I'm gonna look at these sound levels. One thing I don't realize sometimes because my recording setup is different than it used to be. I used to just play my out loud speakers and then record everything through my microphone from that. Like the out loud sound was secondary, so it would be louder, and that overall worked out. But now I have to realize that if the sound is louder, that it's actually louder in the recording.
It is remarkable how these
So, if I can't hear myself talking, then you won't be able to hear myself talking. So I gotta be a little better about those things. So let's go back to Silver Creek and turn in these quests. So yeah, I felt like I watched Idiocracy, and it was kind of I felt like it was kind of unfair and a little bit cheap. I guess I could see the kind of point that he was trying to make, but I feel like one reason why Office Space works and I don't feel like Idiocracy worked is that it's one of those things. It's too easy to make fun of, like, the poor or white trash or whatever. It's like, it's not as easy to make fun of the middle class office workers and stuff because they're, you know, they're part of the entrenched bureaucracy. So when you're making fun of them, you know, I mean, it's just like, you know, it's not a popular concept, but honestly, in a way, if you're gonna sit there and make fun of poor people and things like that, it's kind of like putting on blackface, you know, like, there are things about some culture of the lower class that maybe I'm not, with the lower class, working class people and things like that, that I'm not that necessarily big on, like embracing ignorance, like, motherfucker, I ain't read a book in 7 years. Oh yeah, I ain't read a book in 8 years. Fuck a book. If I see a book, I'm gonna kick a book in its motherfucking face. You know what? I once burned a book with my eyes. You ever burn a book with your eyes? Bitch, when I walk in a room, books motherfucking run. Cause books and me don't mix. You know, that kind of thing. So I'm not too big on that, you know. But you gotta be careful when you're critiquing that culture because, you know, you're gonna, there's a line beyond which you're just kicking a man who's down, and so I guess I felt like he crossed that line quite a bit in that movie. I don't know. Fuck a book. I had to take a drink of coffee. I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say. Okay, so you know what? It looks like I got some time. Hopefully I won't run into too many goblin shaman, and we'll be able to run over to Porto Valum and do some of these things that we want to do, that I want to do, and show you guys. Frick, I want to see which... Okay, I'm on the right path. The only problem with Goblin Shaman is, like Sakara Priests and Skeleton Mages, if I can recall, if that's the right name for them, and like, Mummies, they root you. So, this is one of those annoying things because it's a huge game world, and a lot of times you just want to get from point A to point B, you know, and you don't want to mess with all this stuff. I don't have much use for this area because it's pretty low level for me, and it's not what I want to show right now. I just want to get over there, but there's no portal there, and unfortunately there's a lot of Goblin Shaman in between, so I have 15 minutes and I should be able to show you everything I want to show you in theory, but since I have to deal with all this crap, I don't know. Man. I'm always happy when I go off on one of my little rants. That's my content. That's what I'm bringing to the Sacred LP. What am I gonna do? You know, you gotta fill this space somehow. Hey, another rune. Have I mentioned that I like that Weird Al song? I've never heard the song that he's parodying. Parodying? He's not parodying it, he's parodying. He's making a parody of another song. It's parodic in nature, but I don't know how to... I can't wrap my mouth around that other word. Yes, that was kind of sexual. That was Freudian. It was Freudian. But the song that I'm talking about is Another Tattoo Baby. You know, I like that song. Maybe you can understand why if you've seen one of my couple vlogs that I have up now. Well, they're not really vlogs, they're just channel updates, but I kind of like that, something in that, like that sort of thing. So let's go down here. We're in the neighborhood of Porto Valum. I don't think we're going to do these quests right now. And, Do 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 do. Then we come around here. There's what we're looking for. Is this little cave down here, and fight these guys. The hell was that? It sounded like a skeleton. Must have been this orc shaman. Reminded me of a skeleton guy. Those little meteor showers do a lot of damage, but they're a little bit difficult to avoid when you're in the middle of a... Oh, there's my unicorn. When you're in the middle of a big mob pack, you're like not really that focused on it. I don't know. God damn. Stupid things. So we gotta kill all this stuff, whatever. We'll let our unicorn fight that guy. Except he just made a beeline for us. Oh, we blew him up in one hit. Yeah, so the Weird Al song, it's like, another tattoo, babe. Another tattoo, babe. Yeah. I guess it's a take on, it's not really a parody, it's just like a remake of Nothing on You by some fucking guy. I don't know. I don't follow pop music anymore. Like, what's the point, dude? It's all friggin' whatever. You know what? It's pop music is kind of like commercials for children's toys. It's like people in suits and ties somewhere in a boardroom getting together in order to collectively pretend to be something that they're not, and it's rather strange. Overall, I find now I could now wind up making a point that could be a bit contentious. This is one of my thoughts. That's just my personal thought. I find, because think about like commercials for, and this is something that I find to be strange about our culture, right? Because to me, our culture is a bit warped, and American culture is a bit warped and pedophilic in a strange way. Because if you think about it, okay, you've got all these commercials that play during children's programming, right? And in these commercials, okay, a bunch of kids like sit around and play with toys, and they're like, "Oh, this is super awesome! Watch me do this thing with the toy." But that's not documentary footage of an actual child sitting around playing with a toy, right? What that is it's a bunch of guys in a room who are like 40 or 50, and maybe some females, I really don't know. And they're going, what would kids like to hear? So there are a bunch of adults sitting around together to pretend to be children so they can, you know, put words into the mouths of children and in a roundabout way basically talk directly to children as though they were some guy in a van outside of the school, and they're like, "Look at me, I am a kid. I'm 10 years old. This toy is fun. You should play with this toy. Come play with me in my van down by the river." So, yeah, and it's weird because we're, you know, every time that anybody wants to make an argument for social change or for against anything and say that anything should not be allowed to be in public or what have you, you know, standards and decency type of things, the argument is always, what about the children? But you know what? By and large, like, we tend to just, like, be more honestly, like, the children are on their own, and, you know, and they're sort of just left there to their own devices, and, god damn it, these guys would just die. I want to pick up these runes. Oh man, I should just stop. I've been going on about this point for a bit. yeah, my point is, we're always talking about what about the children, but most kids are like latchkey and their parents aren't really paying attention, and they spend more time with television than they probably do with their parents, and the people that are talking to them on television are seemingly kids, but they're actually speaking the lines that are written by adults in both the shows and the commercials. So really, essentially, you're leaving your children in front of the TV to spend all their time with strangers who are adults. Yet we say, don't talk to strangers. Well, you talk to strangers every day through the television, and you don't even have the opportunity to walk down the street and find out who this person is and talk to them yourself and make sure that they're not a giant perv. So, yeah, rather strange culture we have. Some of it maybe born of necessity. I don't really know what to say, but I've never intended to get off on such a deep or stinging or penetrating social critique. These are, they're the sorts of things that I think about in my free time. Sometimes, sometimes. Oh, man. How much time do we have left? Oh, man. See, it's those damn goblin shaman, and it's the fucking distances here. I only have 3 minutes left. So, we're not going to make it down to the dragon in this. I could cut, but I don't really want to do that. Because then you're not going to see how to get down there. So, I'm not sure. The next video is probably going to involve some editing, because I'm not sure what else I really want to put in here. The dragon part. I hope that you'll tolerate this moment of map viewing, because I'm just looking at the map and trying to put together what things might add up to an episode. Okay, so next episode, I think we might take on this dragon that's down around here. As you can see, we went up that far, and then the dragon. Okay, so I think we'll take on that dragon, and they'll do a little jump cut. Apparently, there's an axe over here somewhere that I never managed to get, so we'll try to find that. Probably jump over here. We'll do a cut, and we'll go over there. Not a jump cut, mind you. Those that's something different. That's often misused term, but it's okay if you misuse it, because we're not really directors or anything. Then I think we might do the Timberton quest, and then jump over here and check out a dungeon that's over here, and also has a dragon at Crow's Rock Castle. And that might add up to an episode. So, yeah, that might be cool. And that's what you will most likely see, I guess, if you join me for the next episode of Let's Play Sacred for the PC. So I'm going to save my game here, and then that will be me, I'm going to have to say. This is Bezlonir signing out of another episode of Let's Play Sacred, and I'll see you next time, viewer. Thanks for joining me.